What's going on, guys? Adam here from AtoZbodyfitness, and today I'm actually going to talk to you about how I went from 145 pounds and being thin to around 195 pounds and being more muscular. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is it's going to take time. I know a lot of people are going to come here, they're going to see the title and they're going to be like, oh, maybe there's some secret sauce that he has that he can give me that will enable me to get there and get there faster. Because natural reaction for a lot of people is to get there as quick as possible. Well, with this, it takes time. It's not going to happen. Now, aside from that, irrespective to what I just said, everybody has different goals, right? You don't have to be 195 pounds like me. Everybody has different body types. Everybody has different, different heights, different sizes. So you can work to whatever you like, and you're going to take time to learn that too. You know what I mean? As you go through the years of working out and understanding your body and going to the gym, lifting weight, doing CrossFit, strength lifting, whatever the case is, you're going to find things that you like and you're going to find things that you don't like, and you're going to understand more of how you want your body to look based off of what you feel like and also what you see in the mirror, right? You're going to go through different transitory positions. Or you might more or less keep it the same for the past 15 years like I did, right? I wanted to basically put on more size and stay aesthetic. So it comes down to whatever you want at the end of the day. It comes down to whatever your goals are. They're going to change over time, just know that, but also know it takes time. It's not going to happen right away. You can start seeing results quickly, right? But it's a process as you go through the years and as you keep your nutrition consistent, as you work out and you keep creating progressive overload, you're going to put on more size. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there for people. We're going to come here thinking that there's going to be some secret thing there. But with that being said, you might learn a few things from this video that can help you get there. So, first thing is, you have to get your nutrition in order. That's the most basic thing that anybody should understand. The reason why is because you have to keep feeding the new muscle that you keep putting on every 2 to 4 months or so, the proper nutrition in order to stabilize it and consistently grow it, right? Now, I can give you an average of what it takes, but it really depends on the person because everybody works towards different paces, different thresholds, different strengths, right? But if we're just gonna generalize it, because everybody always wants some sort of an answer, even though it's your own journey and process, but if we're just gonna generalize it, it'll take you roughly to see any sort of change between the area of like 2 to 4 months, roughly around there, okay? So if you're consistently going to the gym, working out, and then you're eating well, you will start to put on and see visible results around that time when it comes to putting on size and muscle, right? You'll start to see a little bit of size increase. Now, I just want to point out one other thing. Muscle and getting bigger are two different things, yet they're also, they work together with one another. So somebody can actually get bigger and look visibly bigger, but they're not actually putting on more muscle, right? Muscle strictly comes from how you perform the exercise and how much intensity you perform during that exercise, how much you get during that exercise. So what I mean is, and what I've explained in many of my other videos, is how you perform the exercise, so your technique, your mind to muscle connection, and your tempo. Doing those three things over and over and over again will give you the best odds and chance to be able to keep putting on muscle over the next coming months and years, right? That's why I've said it so many times, even in my Instagram and even in Facebook and everywhere that you can find me, because that's what somebody should be doing, and how they should be applying it is through those three ways, right? So if you're doing those three things properly, you'll be putting on muscle. But in regards to just getting bigger, if you're just eating more calories, you are going to be just putting on size. But having said that, you need to make sure you're getting the right protein and calories, which is generally, everybody's always getting more than enough, but you have to make sure you're getting the right amount to sustain the muscle that you put on during exercise, okay? So that's how it works. So if you take two people, okay, and again, I don't like comparisons because everybody's different, but just to give you an idea, if you take two people, let's even say they go to the gym 3 times a week, they have a upper and lower split, and then the other 2 days is infused with, let's say, abdominals and also a push and pull exercise, okay? If one guy or one girl is pushing harder during their exercises, they're activating their muscles better, and they're doing it through more repetition versus the other person, chances are they're going to get better results. Now, you have to take into consideration of somebody's genetics, if they start off with more muscle or not, what type of muscle twitch fibers they have, Also what their nutrition is like, if they have any injuries, you know, how hard they push themselves. Things of that nature always matter. But again, just as a general type of consensus, that individual will most or more, I should say likely, get better results because of that. And when you're doing that, you must supplement it with obviously good nutrition, especially protein, to make sure that the muscle that you are putting on day in and day out, week after week of going to the gym, will be supplemented properly so that it will repair and grow, right? So your testosterone levels, especially if you're younger, if they're there, your muscle is going to repair faster. The older we get, the more we lose testosterone, which is why it's harder for older people to put on muscle. Not impossible, it can still be done. That's one. The other thing is that your nutrition, like I said, and then there's sleep. When you're doing those three things, you're going to be essentially doing whatever you can to put on muscle. And then the other thing on top of that, which I've already said, is making sure you're working out properly during your workout and doing it to the best of your ability. How do you know if you're doing it to the best of your ability? Well, obviously you go with somebody, or you learn from somebody such as myself online, and you push yourself and you understand how to work out properly through months and years of dedicating yourself to doing it. It takes time like anything else. But I kind of went into my second topic, but my first one is, again, nutrition. The second one, like I said, is working out properly. You have to understand on how to engage your muscles, creating good mind-to-muscle connection, and really understanding on how to perform the exercise properly. Because when you do, you'll be able to go into the gym and really activate it that much better, and be able to put your muscle through a much better workout, put your body for that matter through a much better workout to get consistent results over time. And the more consistent you do that, and the more consistent you get better at it, the better the results will be down the road, right? And that's essentially how you activate and you stimulate muscle growth on your body. The other thing I found for myself is I like to cycle my carbs right before and after I work out. You don't have to do this because ultimately it is calories that matter. And if you're not preparing for a bodybuilding show, or you're not looking to get extremely dialed in or ripped, this doesn't matter that much. Even then, you can still get away with not doing that. But having said that, I personally like to have carbs a bit before and after, because carbs, again, like protein, they have a protein sparing effect. They also help with repairing your muscles and also help with the growth factor of it as well. And on top of that, they do give you a bit more energy, because depending on which carbs you have, if you have more simple carbs, you'll get more of an energy spike right before your workout, which is better to take before your workout. And then I like taking more polysaturated type of carbohydrates, basically like oatmeal, something like that, that'll have a slow and longer release, which is generally better for recovery. But I've interchanged both. You still will get results either way. At the end of the day, it's not going to make that much of a drastic difference. I mean, if you have oatmeal, which is a slower, again, releasing carbohydrate before rather than after, you're still going to get the necessary energy and calories regardless. It'll just take a bit longer to release, right? But nonetheless, that's what I like to do, and I found it's worked well for me. That's what I like doing. It doesn't mean you have to take them beforehand. You should be having some sort of calories, roughly. I like to have it about half an hour beforehand. That's not the end all be all. You don't have to do that. Plenty of other times I've just had protein beforehand. There's been a lot of times where I haven't even been able to eat before. And I've still worked out and I've got a great workout, because at the end of the day, it's the total aspect of how many calories you're having. If you're consistently doing it on a weekly basis and eating well properly and getting in the proper calories that you're supposed to be eating to sustain the proper muscle growth that you should be getting through your workout. So in the long span of things, that's what matters the most. But it's just something that I've done I've liked and worked for me. Another thing that I've done over time is that I've increased the amount of times I've gone to the gym. Going to the gym 3 times a week, 4 times a week is still great. You can still get results that way. But if you're looking to, like such as myself, if you're looking to basically increase the way of basically putting more muscle on your body, becoming a bit more aesthetic, and having more of that lean / type of bodybuilder look, if you can, I would suggest going more times in the week, because you'll be able to hit more body parts that way, right? You'll be able to focus and dial in on a certain body part or 2 body parts and really get a better workout that way. If you're not there and you don't have the energy yet to do that, again, it takes time to build up to that. You don't have to do it right away. But just as of my experience and how I've trained my clients, and also what's really worked for me and what I've done is I start off at 3 times a week, and then maybe around the 2 or 3 year mark, I upped it to 4, and then not too long after 5, then I rode, the 5 day all the way maybe up until like around 8 or 9 years in. And then from there on, I started doing 6, and now I do 7, right? I built myself up to that. I didn't just start doing it, because it's a lot of pressure on your body and on your joints that you might not be used to. So you have to slowly put yourself into that situation in order to make sure that you can handle it, right? And then as you do that, you start putting in certain techniques and certain types of exercises that will enable you to be able to get a full rounded workout for that day. So the last thing I'm going to say as well is how you actually perform the exercises. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video because I have other videos explaining this, and I again, pretty much on every video on Instagram that I release, because I basically release shorter workout videos on there to basically show you how to work out properly. I explain better how to use the techniques and use the type of different techniques that you can do when working out to activate the muscle. But basically, just to touch base on it again, you want to make sure you're controlling the first 3 to 5 reps or so and going slower, and pick a weight that is manageable for you. So basically around 60 to 70% of what you can lift. And then after that 3rd and 4th or 5th rep of going 3 seconds up and 3 seconds down, both ways, then you basically increase it and go a little bit faster. And you're aiming to get between 12 to 15 reps. If you can do 15 plus, that's great, that's even better. Because the more force and the more pressure that you put your muscle through is gonna cause more tearing, and it's gonna cause more muscle growth over time. And the more you repeatedly do that, the best that you can, and create more progressive overload over time. Again, like I said earlier in the video, you'll get better results that way, right? And that's where I started to really see a lot more growth over time, is when I started applying that number of years ago, and just kept doing it ever since. And it also pushed me in a really better direction and allowed me to get stronger as well. But that's essentially one thing you want to do. There's other videos, like I said, I have in it. You should go check them out. They're very easy to follow. You can go on my Instagram. I have plenty on there as well. Very easy to follow along and do and apply and add in yourself. All right, guys, if you liked the video, click like, subscribe, comment. Let me know down below where you're at or what your routine is, and I'll see you guys in the next video.